guides. Keep in mind that she did set up, she meaning the librarian at Westland, set up some items that she thought fit our topic and would be useful. Most of these are going to talk about just in general women, not particular to this play. If you see the blue ones, those are automatically linked. These others you might have to search for, or you might actually have to go to the library and get them. But if you click on the one that's a link, Shakespeare and Women, of course, is going to be a good one to look at. You can read the summary here and what it's basically covering. Down here you'll see that it has an ebook version. So if you click on that, it might ask you to give that password, username and password that's back here. But then you get to this and it gives you a better description of what it's about in the description section. And notice over here you got the PDF full text. You could also download it and look at it offline. But what I like is the table of contents to give you even more information of what's in here and to see if it has things that might be useful. Over here on the right, these tools are helpful. You could share it in a variety of ways if you wanted to. They give you a lot of different options. But mostly you're going to look at emailing it to yourself, and then you might just be like, okay, this is one I want to look at later. I don't have a lot of time. I'm just gathering my sources now. You could also save it. You could just look at a citation for it. It has a lot of different options. So you can go down to MLA, how would you cite it? But if you email it to yourself, you're going to get that option as well over here. You want a detailed citation and abstract, and you also want to get it in MLA. So if you put that on there, it's going to email it to yourself, and it's going to look like it's coming from this EP host. And put in your school email. Subject, you can just put Women and Shakespeare, so you remember what it was, or Shakespeare and Women. And click send. Your email has been sent. And then if you go over into your email, it should come through here shortly. And what I like to do is save them over here. If you don't know how to use labels, I recommend that you learn how to use labels. You can create a new label. But if you see here under, I might have gotten rid of some of them. Under AP Lit, I've got sources, things I've saved for the Grapes of Wrath, things I've saved for Jane Eyre. So I could also add a new label under AP Lit called, add a sublabel called Shakespeare. And it's going to be nested under AP Lit, create. Then when that email comes in, I can just label it that, and it'll be over here all the time. As you can see, like with Grapes of Wrath, I've got some for the different topics that that essay is covering. So you could do the same just for your own use, like the Shakespeare essay, and then when we get to Grapes of Wrath, you could have a label for that. Let's see if that email has come through yet. Ah, there it is. So this is what I mean by labeling it. If you want to look and see what it looks like, it's got the MLA citation for you. Of course, you'd want to make sure that you double check it when you put it onto your page. But then it's got a hyperlink here that will take you to where that is at on the Westland site. But to label something, if you just put a check mark next to it, and then you can add a label, and I could just put under AP Shakespeare, the one I just made, and hit apply. And that way you have them all there and you can refer back to them, or you can look at them later if you're in a hurry and don't have time to do some extensive looking at it now. The nice thing about the ebooks is, as you've noticed with the iPads, is you can search by keywords for things that you're looking for. All right, let's look at another way to search, just using the basic search here that's not part of the LibGuides. You just type in Shakespeare, women, or men, or gender, or whatever you want to look for. You could use quotes, but that's going to limit. There's other ways to limit your searches. That gives me 1,622 hits. And you'll notice that the first thing to come up is the one that she saved for us. But she made that LibGuide a couple years ago, so there might be some other things out there, and she probably didn't put as much time into it as you might want to put into searching for your specific topic and the angle that you're taking. A couple things I want to point out to limit your search is over here you have different formats. For articles, you always want to make sure that you check that they're peer-reviewed, which makes them more scholarly. For books, you might want to say, I don't want to get print books, I just want to get the ebooks because I don't have time to go to Westland and go pick up the books. Or if you're a college student and you're on campus and you didn't have time, it was snowing out, whatever, you couldn't get to UNL's Love Library, you could just do ebooks. Maybe you're looking for specific journal magazines, or you're looking for music or video. But once we did that, we've limited it down to 1,300. So that took off about 300 different ones. You get some really weird ones, though, that maybe you want to put something else up here to limit your search a little bit or use quotation marks. But just scrolling through here, there's a good one. Shakespeare without women, representing gender and race on the Renaissance stage. So see, it says ebook here, so I can say view now. And this looks much like the other one did. I can read a little bit of a description. I can see a table of contents, which doesn't give me a whole lot of information. I may want to say I want to view the PDF full text before I decide if I really want to send this to myself. And in here is where you can do some searches. I don't know if it'll let me just do a Control F and look for nope. Search within, aha, there it is. That's where you can search for. Maybe you want to see if there's any mention of Taming of the Shrew in there. Several mentions of Taming of the Shrew. So you might want to just go directly to those pages and see what he has to say about that. Should be highlighted, perhaps. Oh, there it is, such as the Taming of the Shrew. Right, so talking about being a misogynist. Oh, definitely would be something worth looking at there. So I can be like, okay, this has got some good stuff. I'm just going to save it. Send it to myself just like I did the other one and look at it later. So once again, you just go into email. Make sure you check that you want an MLA citation of it so it comes to you all nice and with the MLA citation. Put in your email and hit send, and then go back in and do the same thing and label it that you're going to save it and look at it later. So that's a brief overview on how you can do some searches using the database that's available to you. Please let me know if you have any questions, and you can watch this video over again and pause it if you need to get more information.